Okay, good evening guys. Welcome back to my channel. This video I'm going to continue with the second half of the first chapter, that is the sexual reproduction part. Okay, because a sexual reproduction part we have already completed. Okay, fine. Before getting into this sexual reproduction, some important terms we have to know. That is, the first is juvenile phase. Okay, juvenile phase. We see here what is the meaning of this juvenile phase. Then we will see reproductive phase. Reproductive phase. Okay, and the last one is senescent phase. Okay, so three different phases here. Juvenile phase means what? It is the growing stage. An organism that grows. Okay, and then the time comes when it becomes capable enough to reproduce. Okay, so before that, okay, the time period takes to reach to that level, that is the juvenile phase. Okay, and in case of plants, this particular phase is known as, just one second, in case of plants it is known as vegetative phase. Okay, so there should not be any confusion that this juvenile phase only in case of plant it is known as the vegetative phase, the growing phase of the plant. Okay, and then the organism reaches to the second level, the reproductive phase. So it means that the organism becomes capable enough to undergo the reproduction process, mature enough to undergo the reproduction process. And then we will see this senescent phase. The next phase comes, senescent phase. What does it mean? Simple. You see, simple language, if I say, it is the getting older. Okay, so an organism getting older from the reproductive stage to the older stage, that is the senescent phase. Okay, there are three phases. Just for half marks or 1 marks definition. Okay, these three phases. Now next, there are flowers. So when we are talking about the sexual reproduction in case of plants, it means that we are talking about the flowers, because flowers are the reproductive organ of the plants. Okay, so now this reproduction, the phase of this reproduction of various organisms, it differs from organism to organism. In case of plants it differs. Different plants have different stage timing of this reproduction phase. In case of animals also it is different. Okay, there are some special characteristics are there, like for example bamboo plant. The flowering phenomena, special flowering phenomena, it flowers 50 to or 150 to 60 70 years, once in 50 to 70 years, it flowers. So it is so rare. So that is why whenever anywhere we see the bamboo flowers coming up, so it comes in the newspaper. There are some many superstitions also there related to this, but there is no scientific base for this. Next one is Strobilanthus kunthiana. Strobilanthus kunthiana, which is also known as, in local name it is known as Nila Kuranji. Okay, Nila Kuranji. So this is the flower. This is the flower that this plant that flowers once in 12 years. Once in 12 years. Okay. So this flower specifically came in news. If you remember, last time there was a flood, huge flood in Kerala, and immediately after that flood, the Kerala, some of the area of Nilgiris in Kerala, that came into news. And tourists, many people ran to that place to see this Nila Kuranji flower. It was in the newspaper. It's a tourist attraction of that particular area in Kerala. Nilakuranji. If you Google it, you'll definitely get this flower to see. Okay. So these are the two special flowering phenomena that is in the syllabus. Okay. Let's move on in the details of sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction, there are three different stages. Number one, gametogenesis. Number one is gametogenesis. Okay. Number two is gamete transfer. Gamete transfer. Okay. And then number three is just one second. Okay, let me divide it in a different way. Let's keep this under pre-fertilization stage. It's better to make this, in this way. Pre-fertilization stage, there are two step comes. Okay, gametogenesis and gamete transfer. So let's keep it number A, pre-fertilization. Okay. Number B, we will see fertilization. And number C, we will see that post fertilization stage. In the post fertilization stage, again we will see two phases. One is zygote formation and embryogenesis. Okay, zygote formation and embryogenesis. So let us start with the first one, the pre-fertilization stage. Okay, the gametogenesis and the gamete transfer. Let's talk about the gametogenesis first. See, in sexual reproduction, production of gamete is compulsory because fertilization is nothing but fusion of gametes, male and female gametes. So the formation, before fertilization, formation of gametes are compulsory. Okay, the male parent needs to produce male gamete, the female gamete needs to produce the female gamete. Now remember, whether it is a diploid organism or it is a haploid organism, they produce gametes. Okay, they produce gametes which is haploid in nature. Okay, so this is also haploid in nature, this is also haploid in nature. So in case of diploid organism, it is the meiosis cell division. Okay, in case of haploid organism, it is the mitosis cell division. So we know the mitosis is the incubational division, so it is mitosis here, and to keep the chromosome half, it is the meiosis in case of diploid organism. And remember, gametes are universally haploid in nature. Okay, gamete is universally haploid in nature. Whether it is diploid parent or it is haploid parent, the gametes has to be haploid in nature. That's why according to the on the basis of the parent, the cell division matters, whether it is meiosis or it is mitosis. Now these gametes are of different types. Okay, now I will discuss some of the important terminologies. Okay, first is the isogametes and anisogametes. Okay, isogametes are also known as homogametes and anisogametes are also known as heterogametes. Okay, isogametes means the gametes are of same size and same shape. Okay, the male and female gametes cannot be separately identified because both the male and female gametes are of same shape and same size. Clear? So this is isogamete. Iso means equal, so it is homogamete, the same thing. Now anisogametes or heterogametes, just opposite, that gametes are not in same size or shape. Like example, you can say like human male gametes and female gametes, totally different shape and size. So that's heterogametes. Okay. In case of these isogametes, you will see conidia there of same size and shape. So these are the isogametes and anisogametes. Next topic is homothalic. Okay, homothalic and heterothalic. And heterothalic. Homothalic and heterothalic. Two different terms. Okay. See how to understand, how to remember the meaning. This is very important to understand. Homo means what? Homo means, let's say, same. Same. Thalic. Thalic means here, it comes from thalamus of flower. What is the flower thalamus? If it is a flower here at the base of the flower, okay, this structure is called a thalamus of a flower, the base which holds the flower. So same thalamus. So this same thalamus, these terms, it indicates it is the same or single flower. Single flower. It means homothalic means we are actually talking about a single flower. Same thalamus means a single thalamus. Okay, single thalamus, it means that it's a single flower because one flower has one single thalamus. So same thalamus or single thalamus, that means a single flower. Now, what is all about this single flower? It means that this term try to say that a single flower have both male and female reproductive structure. Okay, so it is having both male and female reproductive structure. Reproductive structure. So it means that a single flower, if it has both male and female flower, it means that the flower is bisexual in nature. The flower is bisexual in nature. Okay? So the meaning of homothalic is this, bisexual in nature. Now, heterothalic, just opposite. So let's rub this part. Okay, heterothalic. Heterothalic means just opposite. Okay, it means that hetero means two different. I mean, or different, or you can say different simply. Okay, thalic means again thalamus. It means that here different thalamus we are talking about. If it is different thalamus, it means it is different flower. So we are talking about here different flowers. Okay, different flowers. The meaning actually try to say that in case of these, the flowers are unisexual in nature. So suppose say this is one flower, this another flower, two different flowers are there. Suppose it is having only the male reproductive structure, it is having the both female, only the female reproductive structure. So one flower is having only male reproductive structure, another flower is having only female reproductive structure. In case of these different flowers, it means that the flowers are what? Unisexual in nature. So heterothalic means it indicates it is unisexual flower. Male and female flowers are different. Okay, so I think these two terms meaning is clear. Okay, if you have any doubt, question, you can definitely ask in my comment box. I will reply. Okay, so homothalic and heterothalic term is clear. So let's move on to the next terms. Remember these terms because we are going to discuss it again. Next term is monoecious. And another is dioecious. Okay, these two terms are used in case of plants. See, Homothallic and heterothallic, those terms were used in case of what? In case of flowers. These monoecious, dioecious are used in case of plants. To indicate plants, we're using these two terms. Okay. Monoecious, mono means one. Okay. So one single plant we are talking about. One single plant means it indicates that a plant having both male and female flowers. Okay, suppose it's a plant is having both male flowers and female flowers. It means that the plant is bisexual in nature in this case. Okay, in case of this, the plant is bisexual in nature, though the flowers are unisexual. Okay, but the plant is as a whole bisexual because it contains both male and female flowers. Now, dioecious means different. Di means what? Two. So two different plants we are talking about. Two different plants. It means in case of this, there are male plants, there are female plants. It means that a particular plant is having only the male flowers, another plant is having only female flowers. So in case of this, it is saying the plants are unisexual in nature. Okay, it's very easy, not that tough to understand. Unisexual. So now let's recollect the terms and let's write it together. So two terms. One is monoecious and homothallic, and another is dioecious and heterothallic. Okay, so these two terms representing bisexual nature. Okay, this is representing bisexual plant, this is representing bisexual flower. These two terms representing unisexual nature. Okay, so unisexual plants, unisexual flowers. Clear? So these two terms are very, very important. There are some examples you get monoecious plant example like coconut, cucumber beet. You'll get many examples of this. Dioecious you'll get papaya, date palm. So there are examples. Okay, you get these examples in the NCERT also. Let's move on. One more term. Hermaphrodites. What is the meaning of these hermaphrodites animals? Hermaphrodite means bisexual animals. We're talking about animals here. Example, earthworm. Okay, so earthworms are hermaphrodites because they are bisexual animals. They have both male and female reproductive part present in the same body. Okay, fine. So this is what the gametogenesis. Okay, how the gametes are produced. Okay, now the next, gamete transfer. Gamete transfer. So gametogenesis. The gamete is, genesis means formation. So gamete formation is done. Okay, by meiosis in case of diploid plant, by mitosis in case of haploid plant. So we are getting the haploid gametes. Clear? Now gamete transfer. Once the gamete is produced, the gametes needs to be transferred. Okay, remember, in most of the cases, male gametes are motile in nature and the female gametes are immotile in nature. Okay, now motile means which can move and immotile means it cannot move. Okay, so in this case it means that male gametes needs to reach to the female gamete to fuse with it. Okay, so now whether it is now how it will move, how the male gametes will move. Okay, there are different agents in case of plants. Terrestrial plant, if I take example, there are different ways are there, agents involved here. Okay, there are insects, there are birds which involve in transfer of the gametes from one flower to another flower. In case of some plants, like for example aquatic plants, in case of that what happen, for example water itself is a medium. Okay, water itself is a medium to transfer the gamete to the female gamete. There are terrestrial plants also depends on winds to transfer the gametes, the pollination topic. Okay, that you know, I hope, that how the different agents, whether it is biotic agent or it is abiotic agent, okay, how they involve in pollination mechanism. Okay, so one important topic question here is that it has been seen that male gametes produced are much more higher in number in compared to the female. Take any example, any flower, if you take the pollen grains are of huge in number, where the female gamete is very less compared to that. In case of human also do the same thing. The sperms, male gametes are much more in number, whether the egg cell is only one. Okay, so why is this so? In all, you can say almost all sexually reproducing organisms, you will say that male gametes are always higher in number than the female gametes. There must be some reason behind it, right? What is the reason? Let's take the example of the aquatic plant. Okay, so the medium of transfer of the male gamete is the water. Now while the male gametes move, okay, once the male gametes are released in the water, okay, they try to release in the part of the water where actually flow is comparatively less. Okay, now once the male gametes are released in the water, there must be some flow in the water. So it means that with the flow, the male gametes can move in any direction. Okay, it is not, you cannot give confirmation that these male gametes are going to reach to the female gamete and it will fuse with it. You cannot give assurance for them. They can move in any direction because of the water flow. Or else, apart from that also, there are many obstacles on the way. Okay, any aquatic fish, animal, it may eat the egg or the female male gametes, or because of any other environmental problems, the male gametes may die, may damaged. Okay, that is why to compensate the number of the damaged male gametes, or you can say to increase the possibility for the male gametes to reach to the female gamete, there is a requirement to increase, there is a requirement to have the more in number the male gametes, because female gametes, they will be there, they are mostly immotile. The male gamete needs to reach, so they face the obstacles to reach on the way. So that's why to compensate the number and also to increase the possibility to fuse, to reach to the male gamete, female gamete and to fuse with it, the number of the male gametes needs to be produced more. Okay, so this is very, very important point. Okay, I hope you understood this. Okay, so in case of human also, we will study in the third chapter that male gametes, sperms are also increased, produced more in number, because on the way to reach to the egg cell, the sperms also get damaged due to the acidic environment of the female reproductive part. So, and also there are many sperms which may not have the ability, to reach to the female gamete, because ability also does matter, So there are many reasons that the male gametes may not reach to the female gamete. So to increase the possibility, to increase the chances to fuse with the female gamete, there are always more number of the male gametes than the female gametes. Okay, this is very important point. Okay, fine. Anything left in the gamete transfer is almost done. Next topic is this is the pre-fertilization part is done. Okay, so gametogenesis and gamete transfer. Okay, the next one is fertilization. So gametes are produced, gametes are also reached, suppose for say that reached to the female gamete. So the next is fertilization, very simple. Okay, so there is nothing much to explain about this. Fertilization, that is the fusion of the male gamete and the female gamete once it reaches to the female gamete. Now this is another term also known as syngamete. Remember this term. It is the same thing for fertilization. The male gamete fuses with the female gamete. It is called syngamete. Now, this fertilization is of two different types. One is external fertilization and internal fertilization. External fertilization and internal fertilization. External fertilization means the fertilization that takes place outside of the body. Just I gave an example of the aquatic plants. Okay, they release or in case of the any animal, they release the eggs outside of the body, and then the fertilization takes place outside of the body, that is in the environment. That is the external fertilization. In case of this, the risk is more, because as we know that if it is in the environment it is happening, there are obstacles. Okay, now internal fertilization, that means that the fertilization takes place inside the body. There is no release of gametes outside of the body. Okay, so gametes are present inside the body only, and the fusion, the fertilization takes place inside the body itself. Okay, that is the internal fertilization. The risk is very less in case of this. It is much more safe. Okay, protective mechanism compared to this. Okay, this is the fertilization part. Now the last part here is the post fertilization part. Post fertilization. Okay, this post fertilization, first we have seen is the gamete, that is the zygote formation. So the zygote formation, so gamete once they fuse, they become the zygote automatically. The next developing stage of the gamete fusion, that is the first is the zygote. So zygote is the first single cell of any living organism. Okay, of their life. I was also a zygote once upon a time. You were also a zygote, a single cell once upon a time. So from there, our journey of life started. Okay, it is the zygote. Okay, now next step comes here, embryogenesis. Embryogenesis. So from zygote to embryo, it is the what? Cell division. It depends. If it is, suppose zygote is a 2n actually. If the parent is diploid, so it is going to be the mitosis, cell division. If the parent is haploid, it is going to be the meiosis, because the daughter, the embryo is actually the start, what happens of that organism particularly, if I say technically. But this embryo has to be as same as the parent. If the parent is diploid, the embryo has to be diploid. If the parent is haploid, the embryo has to be haploid. Okay, now here zygote is always diploid, we can say, because haploid gamete fusion, it forms 2n zygote. So if the parent is diploid, then the 2n needs to be undergoing mitosis, it will remain 2n. Okay, if the parent is haploid, it must undergo meiosis, so it will become n. Okay, so this is what the embryo, how the embryo is formed, embryogenesis. And then the embryo will undergo further differentiation mechanism, that is the development. Okay, and cell division also, which is going to be the next step is placenta, and this is how the organism is getting developed. Okay, this is the post fertilization stage. So this is about sexual reproduction. Nothing much there to discuss on the sexual reproduction. One or two terms of this chapter left. One is oviparous animals or viviparous animals. We also studied these terms in our junior classes. Oviparous means the organism that lay eggs, and then from the egg the new organism develops, release and develops. And viviparous means the organism that give rise to young ones directly, no egg laying. Okay, they directly give rise to young one, like a human being. Okay, we don't lay eggs, we directly give rise to the young ones. Oviparous is the organisms give rise to eggs first. They lay out eggs, and then from the egg the young one come out. Next is pericarp. One term is there. This pericarp means is the outer wall of a fruit. Outer wall of fruit. Okay. Outer wall of fruit. Okay. Actually, the ovary of the female reproductive system of the flower that develops into fruit, and the ovary wall that becomes the fruit wall, that is the pericarp. Okay, so this is all about of the first chapter, okay, of reproduction in organism. Still I'll check once more if anything left in this chapter. I will make one more video, and let's see, or we can start with the next chapter. Okay, some questions I would like to discuss. I'll make one video that will discuss some important questions from this chapter. That will make one video. Okay, so this is the completion of the first chapter. You are always welcome to ask questions, doubts. You can write your questions in the comment box. I'll answer. I'll try to answer that definitely. Okay, so if my video, if it is helping you a little also, little more also, I'll be happy for that. Okay, so please, if you like this video, please do share with your friends. Okay, and subscribe it so that I'll get the next video notification. Okay, thank you so much.